What's good, YouTube and Twitch? We're live to both with a discussion, raw, unedited for you guys. What else is new? So, ARG and PPG both held competitive events this weekend leading up to YCS Dusseldorf. Hopefully that gets streamed. Thank you for amazing content though from PPG live streaming their event. ARG has a lot of, I think the matches actually videotaped up on their Facebook as well. So amazing coverage from both of these companies and some of the top names in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Gathered. But here we have Jeremy Mitchell's winning list. I'll link all the list down below on the video. But with Pendulum Magicians taking it down, and more than just one Pendulum Magicians topped over here, but let's talk about the differences in the top cut division between both of these. Where was Salad Boys? How good did Salad Boys get? Salamangreats have been the talk coming out as a more budget deck, and what happened was very interesting. At the PPG, 6 Thunder Dragons topped, and 3 Salamangreats topped. At the ARG, we had 6 Salamangreats top and 3 Thunder Dragons top. Literally creature swapping places. Now, where was Sky Strikers? Both of them had 2 in the top. Let me actually get you guys the graph. Should I show the chart? I'll show the chart. Let's show the chart. For ARG Vegas, we had 6 Salamangreats, 3 Thunder Dragons, 2 Sky Strikers, 2 Trickstars, 1 Pendulum Good Stuff, 1 Orcust, and 1 ABC. Now, I haven't been able to look through these lists as recently as I have been able to scroll on through the PPG list, but there's something very clear about this format forming. Rogue is still good and freaking alive so far. It isn't the heavyweights taking down these events. It seems like it's like Rogue or different ones. Now, Salamangreats did win ARG, but again, it didn't take a bigger chunk of the PPG. And both of these are not the biggest events. I think they're both around the 100 people each. The ARG I heard weighed in at 110. I haven't heard PPG's number, but I know they're both around the 100 each. So it's like this really concentrated field with a lot of pro names. Like many people in the world's points race, Cody Angeloff, Hani, Kamal Crooks, Blair Hunter, like a lot of really good players. So you can't really discount these when you have such amazing names in the field competing against each other, and being able to see their list is a great resource before YCS Dusseldorf. So when we look at these, they actually do take a very similar shape to a meta we just saw, but Sky Striker's taking a way smaller piece of the pie. Why is that? I think Thunder Dragons are just the natural enemy of Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers, better than Thunder Dragon, has a better Salamangreat matchup, and then Salamangreat, you know, it's like this kind of triangle happening, and that's why most of the graph is taken up by them. But Trickstars are interesting against Salamangreats too, because the field spell we have at 3 here in the TCG, good old Light Stage, is able to really lock down back row or force their back row early and then start going in. Pendulums have an ability to play through hand traps very well, and all the top Salamangreat list seem to be playing a brick load of hand traps. So Pendulums, being the deck that we've seen can play through 3 freaking hand traps, might be excelling because of this too as a budget option. Jeremy Mitchell's list back here, we were calculating it up, seems to be around $250-ish if you're being conservative. We got Boral Sword, Boral Load, and 3 Drolls in the main. So Droll is really imprinting itself on this format, as many theorized it would early on, and it's interesting to see it go that way as well. So we have this kind of prophecy foretold, yet 2 different splits between 2 very competitive places. It's a very interesting dynamic. Now, PPG, let's talk about them. Nice voice crack there. Live unedited discussions. PPG here had 6 Thunder Dragons, 3 Salamangreats, 2 Sky Strikers, 2 Pendulum Magicians, 1 Paleo Frog deck, 1 True Draco, and 1 Danger Dark deck that did play Orcust in it, but I don't know that I could call it an Orcust deck. So let's kind of look at the trap lineup real quick. I actually haven't got to. Dynamiscus, Olinoides, maxing it out. So again, is it me, or is Altergeist missing from everything? I didn't even think about that. Is it Altergeist is missing? Where are you at? Where are you at? Altergeist! What has happened to you, old friend? The stun deck that Floodgates might be no more. That is interesting. Paleo topped Altergeist didn't. I just put 2 plus 2 together equals 4 quick maths. That's insane. So it really seems like Altergeist losing its place. Hey, breakthrough skill. That's old school. Imperial Order for good old Sky Strikers. Yeah, no Altergeist. That is so weird. That is interesting. But we see a ton of different Sekka's Light builds for most of the Thunder Dragons. It's looking like we see the Sky Strikers going super spell heavy. That, of course, implicates, hey, don't get hurt. Typhoon making its way back. Ooh, that's interesting. That's spicy. And, ooh, 3 Allure of Darkness and 1 Upstart Goblin over Sekka's Light. That is also an interesting choice. We're seeing Red reboot a lot more in this metagame. Pretty much in multiple lists. This is such a weird... Oh, here's the Orcust list. I'm calling it more danger. We see Heartpour and that 3 cards does... It's hard to... It feels like attack deck, right? Frank Nicola. That's another big name. This is crazy. This is pretty insane. So just looking through the diversity that's been offered by this format, it's very interesting that Rogue... still good and alive. Top players coming out with their list early. This is great. Now, let's really look back at the differences between these two events. And the glaring one, of course, is Salad Boys in their first week being weird. I proclaim, and I'm wrong, that Salad Boys wouldn't be taking a top cut or top chunk of a pie chart. And here they are. Week 1. But again, across the way, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, all the way over in Atlanta versus Vegas, they don't. But they're still taking up way more. Where does this land them? Really, we need YCS Dusseldorf, a bigger field with more representation for other decks to really be able to tell where it's going to land. Like, Salad Boys taking up a good pie chart over here, but then taking half the slice over at PPG. It's weird to see this diversification. And then Rogue. Rogue just is in different places. True Draco is taking regional tops, is taking the pro play top. It's not over here in Vegas. Instead, it's ABC. It seems like you can really play what you want to play in top as long as you know what you're doing, you're skilled, and you prepare for the top 3 matchups, which now the top 3 is feeling like Salad Boys. Oh, and not in no order here, by my opinion, by the way. Salad Boys, Thunder Dragons, and then Sky Strikers, question mark. Trickstar, I imagine, is also Trickstar Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers kind of becoming Sky Striker, the engine again. I assume. I haven't seen the list, but I have to imagine a lot of Trickstars end up playing Sky Strikers, as did Calvin Tahan's ABC. So Sky Strikers might be deceptively in more places in this list than Let's On, right? But over at PPG, not really. It's very interesting. So Droll imposing itself, Rogue coming out, Pendulum's taking advantage of hand trap heavy formats. I think at Dusseldorf, Pendulums are going to do a lot better than people might have thought, especially seeing, not just because of the PPG, but because of the hand trap heavy format coming. I think Salamangreats don't really equate, perhaps, for Pendulums as much. And what was it? Contact C ended up being kind of a tech against the Salad Boys. Let me see if we can't find exactly what Contact C does for you guys. Let's see here. Contact C. So Contact C reads, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position, and they cannot fusion, synchro, axes, or link summon unless they use this as a material. A lot of people are saying, haha, thanks for the Saryuja material, but with Salamangreats, it can interrupt them pretty well, it seems like, when they're trying to go up the ladder. I think it's a little bit worse against Danger Sekka Thunder Dragon because the Weaver Buster and Cola Serpent are still going to be able to come out, Dangers are still going to come out, and you're going to be able to really take advantage of Contact C, maybe just have to go up a different route, but into Saryuja is where they go a lot of the times first. So this does seem a lot more viable against mainly Salamangreats, because I saw people asking, well, wouldn't this work against Thunder Dragons? And again, the joke ends up being thanks for the Saryuja, but it does feel like it forces the Salad Boys into a rough position to use Contact C. So that's another kind of hot hand trap tech we saw come out this weekend, and and I think it could see its place in this metagame, and with it revealed early so spicy, Dusseldorf again could be shaken up just a little. Shake, shake, shake. The Droll Reincarnation combo isn't an FTK. Learn what an FTK means. Yeah, it's not an FTK, but man, does it hurt. Droll Reincarnation still being a thing all this time for Trickstars definitely is a tool they have, but most Trickstar players say that they end up getting it off about 2 times per tournament, like not excessively whenever they're topping. So I don't think that's a huge bolster to the toolbox of Trickstars. It's just something they get once. They draw Exodia once in a while, in a sense. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining. I will, again, do my best to link all deck lists down below. I'll get you the Pro Play ones for sure. I'll look for the ARG page that they should be on and try to link them down below as well. And to that coverage, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the discussion on the Solid Boys and their week 1, aka first weekend of impressing themselves on the meta. And are these events big enough to take seriously? I think with the names there, 1,000,000%. Not just because they're up above me. Like, seriously, those are some really world points grinders, YCS toppers. It's way too hard to ignore the spice they're laying on the table right now. That's my opinion on it, though. I'm very open to hearing yours, and thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already.